Well, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, March 1st, the first day of the month. We have got our daily live show happening. I hope everyone is doing well. Excuse me. So it's Saturday, and we saw some fireworks yesterday at the White House. Very interesting. Hey, Janet's here. Good morning, Janet. All right, let's see. We've got, wait a minute here. Excuse me. If you're on X, YouTube, Rumble, or Facebook, if you would send us a message in the chat, make sure that that's working properly. Janet just sent a rose and a heart me. Thank you, Janet. Out B180's here. Good morning, everyone. It's another awesome day. Yes, it is. Outbeat, it truly is. So if you're on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. Let's get some people piled in here. We got a lot to discuss today. If you're on X, YouTube, Rumble, or Facebook, give us the thumbs up or the positive affirmation button. That would be great. Christy B's here, one of our subscribers. Hi, Christy B. Oh, Dave's here. Hold on, Dave. Let me, I have this whole thing going on here. Hey, Beth Dutton's here. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to find you, Dave. Bear with me. Okay, let's see. Oh, there you are. All right. You there, Dave? Mega Dave's here.
How we doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty darn well, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, yeah. I loved our fireworks display we had yesterday.
Oh, man. Well, we're going to get into that a little bit. I have a little different take than I think most people probably do. But let me say some hellos here. Paul Rick is watching from YouTube. Good morning from Central Missouri. Welcome, Rick. Paul, excuse me. Let's see. We have a whole bunch of people piling in here. Kip said Zelensky does not want the war to end. He's working for Soros and making a lot of money. Trump knows. Yeah, Trump is way ahead of everybody. Multiple steps. 6U7Y8 is here. Hey, 6U7Y8, welcome. Michelle, great Saturday from Wisconsin. Yes, it is, Michelle. It's a great day. So let's start off with a couple of things here, Dave. We've got, actually, if you're on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. Let's get a bunch of people piled in here. If you are on X, YouTube, Rumble, or Facebook, give us the thumbs up or the positive affirmation button. Hey, Dave, can you see on your end whether you can see me live on Facebook or not?
I'll take a look at it right now. Morning.
Okay, let me see here, everybody. I thought, yeah, it's showing me live on mine. That's really interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens here. All right. Share Baby is here. One of our subscribers. Hi, Share Baby. I'm glad that you're here. Let's see here. We've got a whole bunch of messages on YouTube here. Hey, I play for the Arizona Cardinals practice squad, and I have 5 kids. I'm scared to file taxes. I think they'll take it all. Well, again, if it was me, I would be filing an extension until we find out what's going to be happening. That's legal. There's nothing they can get on you about that. So, that's up to you. That if you want some additional information, go to my website, samshalhoub.com. And there is a button at the top. It's called the Freedom Law School. I had Peyton on my show, and he kind of walks you through the process in terms of what to expect, what to do, what not to do, those kinds of things. But go to samshalhoub.com and look for Freedom Law School. 5-line Leon, excuse me. So let's get caught up here. We've got Tranny 2 is here. Good morning. Wendy Carter from San Diego. Welcome, Wendy. Tanya Moonshuber is here. Good morning, Tanya. Towie Bixby, Trump did a great job ensnaring Z. Yes, he did. We have user Judy is here. Good morning, Judy. 6U7YA said, interested in seeing where this Ukraine thing goes. Towie Bixby said, I filed an extension. Yeah, Michelle, yes, taxes are voluntary. But again, I'm not giving any type of financial advice. I would encourage you to go to samshalhoub.com and click on the Freedom Law School button. Robin Keel is here, one of our subscribers. Hey, Robin. John Morla 619 said, how come I always owe $4,000 every year? Well, I can't tell you, John, but Dana Mackey. Hey, Dana Mackey's here. Good morning, Dana. Sweetie from Kentucky's here. Dark Horse is here from New Jersey. Good morning, Dark Horse. So I guess maybe we should jump. We're waiting for Alex to pop in here too. I don't know if he's going to make it or not, but and Ronnie was supposed to be coming in as well. But you're welcome, Five Line Leon. Leon, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so my apologies. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what's happening with Microsoft's Skype. I can't believe they spent over $8 billion on it and they're shutting it down. What do you make of that, Dave?
It makes you wonder on what's going on with that. I mean, there's a lot of other on the Intel side or on the electronic side with Elon and all that. You never know. You know, there's more to that there for sure.
There has to be. And I would assume that with, FaceTime and all the other things that most iPhone users utilize on a regular basis, I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure their usage has gone way down. But to just scuttle $8 billion, wow. I don't know. You would think they'd sell it off or do something with it. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So, again, if you're on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. If you can contribute to our daily goal, we're trying to hit 300 tiny dinies today. That would be wonderful. And again, we have subscriptions now. You could choose from 2 different subscriptions on TikTok. The entry level, which gets you in with the hip crowd. And then you have the high level, which you can come on the show and there's different things once we vetted you. So please do so if you have the ability to. So let's see here. We have Russia naming a new ambassador to the United States. Interesting development on the same day that you have Zelensky facing off with President Trump and Vice President Vance. Interesting timing on that. What do you think, Dave?
Absolutely. And I was laughing about it. I think it was the ambassador to Ukraine sitting in the audience with their head down like this during the fireworks the other day. I was laughing.
I saw that. That was classic. I absolutely loved it. And again, I think there's way more going on behind the scenes than most people realize. Let's see. So we have a whole bunch of people piling in on TikTok, new followers as well. So if you're new to the show, there's lots that we go over on these lives. We do them every day, Monday through Saturday, typically. And sometimes we pop in at night if there's something major that happens, but every Saturday. If you're not following me on TikTok, Rumble, X, YouTube, or Facebook, click that subscribe button or click that follow button, and you'll be in like Flynn with what we're doing. Hey, Lisa Marie is here. Good morning, Lisa. We have Top Crop TV is here. Thanks, Top Crop. Thank you for the gifts. Robin Keel just sent a whole bunch of tiny dinies. Thank you. Demented Dave is here. Good morning, Demented Dave.
That makes 2 of us.
What?
Demented.
Oh. Share Baby 29 said, I wish I was behind the scenes or a fly on the wall yesterday. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's so much to dig into there. I don't know if I have the ability to, but there was a photo that I wanted to bring up. I was hoping that Alex would be here, but I don't know whether I can get it on. I'm not quite sure how to do it, but it was a photo. What's that?
If you click back out, you can see, like, you're going to pause your deal. You can do a green screen, and then you can bring up any picture you would like out of your book. So, like, I'll do this. So I got a corn background. You can bring that picture behind you if you wanted to show it.
Oh,
if that makes any sense to you, Sam.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so I'm gonna do what now? Pause it.
So you can pause it. Yep. So you can pause it, and you click out, and you can bring up there's a green box down below it called effects, and you can bring up. Hopefully, it's right there for you.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Any picture you want. Well, you can send it to me, and I can bring it up for you and show it to you.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me, what I'm going to do, Dave, is I'm going to send you, I have it on email. Is that okay? Actually, do I have your email? I don't know.
I believe so.
Let me see. Let me see if I do here. Hold on. Bear with us, everybody. We're trying to get this one picture up so I can share it with everybody since we're going to be talking about all of these things here. Let's see. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're going to forward to, boy, I don't think I have it, Dave.
Okay, I'll check.
Okay, let me see here, everybody. Bear with us here, everybody. We're trying to get this picture up so we can discuss it. Bear with us. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see.
It's easy enough.
All right, hold on. All right. And I just did an upgrade on my Mac this morning, so it's a little challenging. Let's see.
Yeah. Things have moved around, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right, let's see here. Bear with us, everybody. We're trying to get this. Okay, hold on here. I think we're getting there, everybody. Stand by. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here we go. And forward. Okay. Oh, here we go. Forward. All right. To Dave. All right, Dave. I just sent it over to you.
All right, I'll get it downloaded.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. We're going to be talking a little bit about what happened over at the White House yesterday. And there's something that I want to share with everybody that I found very interesting. Let's do some house cleaning here. John Morless 619 said, how do I get away from owing taxes? Well, John, I would encourage you to go to samshalhoub.com, click on the Freedom Law School button, and that'll take you to Peyton Modahay's website, and he can help you with all those types of things. Telly Bixby said, yeah, I agree regarding Skype. Top Crop TV sent some more gifts. We have ShareBaby29, who is one of our subscribers, is here as well. We have Dark Horse saying, I'm hearing there are bond holds that are liquid. I don't know about that, but again, I don't want to try and instruct somebody the way that you were talking about. Sam wants a picture in the background. Okay, so Dave, did you get that photo? Top Crop TV said a bunch of corn. Thank you. Last Timer sent 10 hearts. Thank you so much, Last Timer. Let's see here. So if Dave is able to pull up this picture, I want to show you guys some things here that I think are very interesting. Well, we're talking about, oh, good morning, Elle, over on YouTube. Cindy is here. Good morning, Cindy. So Richard Enos is here. Good morning, Richard. All right. So now can we get?
Hold on, that does.
Yeah,
it needs to slide over, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
Let me look at it here.
Okay, no big deal. So, hey, Kat's here. Good morning, Kat. How are you? Hey, Ronnie's here. Let me get Ronnie pulled up here. Kat, you're welcome to join if you'd like as well. Let's see here. And I'm trying to get Ronnie. There we go. Well, good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good. How are you, Mega Dave?
Good. Yourself, Ronnie?
Doing pretty well, doing pretty well.
Okay, everybody. So what I wanted to show everyone is yesterday in this melee in the White House, isn't it interesting that on the left-hand side, there is a wrestling championship belt, the WWE or WEL, whatever they're calling it nowadays. Isn't that interesting that that was part of the news conference? Why would they have that there? Well, if you know me, and I think you do, most of you, there is much more going on behind the scenes than we thought, than most people think. How many times did Zelensky refer to him wearing a suit as a costume? There's a whole lot more going on, and I have to be careful what I say because of the different platforms that we're on. But I'd love to get your opinions on this. Is this really a movie? Well, it sure looks that way to me with that pretty deal going on there. Robin Keel is here. Good morning, Robin.
Well, in regards to what you're saying, you know, Trump had a brief stint in the WWE about 15 years ago.
Well, he's been a friend of them for a long time.
He wrestled Vince McMahon. It was actually the Battle of the Billionaires match.
Oh, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But again, what I'm getting at is there's much more going on. There's much more that's being choreographed than most people realize. And I think this is a perfect example of it. Okay, Dave, you can take it down. That's good.
All right, perfect.
Thank you for doing that. Or you can leave it up there if you want. No big deal. Good morning, Rick from sunny Florida. Robin Keel, one of our subscribers, said, wasn't President Trump gifted a belt like that? I believe he was. Now, I'm not sure. Do you guys know whether he was or not?
I'll look that up quick.
Yeah, if you would, that'd be great.
I don't know. I just know he had a wrestling match years ago against Vince McMahon. And I don't know if he won a belt or not, but it was the Battle of the Billionaires.
Interesting.
Well, Trump won it, I believe.
Yeah, Trump did win it. He kicked his ass.
Robin, thank you for the roses. Akaloni 59 is here. Good morning. Blondie said, World WWE is training the Secret Service. Well, that may not be too far off base, actually. Brenda Hunter 94 said it was a gift for Trump. Dark Horse said that he funded Dana to start the MMA and a huge supporter of the WWE. Yeah, Dark Horse, I think you're right. I think that is part of this presentation that we're seeing. But I find it interesting, when in history have we ever had a war negotiation in front of the mainstream media? And I think you'll find the answer is never. So there's some things that they're trying to expose in a way to let people know that things may not be exactly as you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not trying to be cagey here. I'm just trying to watch what I say, because there are some things that certain platforms will. Hey, Ronnie, do you have some noise in the background there, or is that me?
No, it was me. It was Vincent.
Okay.
Me.
Oh, okay. Brian said, you guys seriously not know why the belt is there? A simple Google search will tell you. Tell us what you think, Brian. Love to hear it. Good morning, Lynn. Welcome. When did people suddenly start spelling Zelensky with 2 Y's? Huh. I don't know about that, Cindy. I'm not familiar with that, but I'd love to hear more of what you think. So, as I said, the fact that President Trump, J.D. Vance, and Zelensky all were raising their voice during this supposed press conference, I find was interesting. And then President Trump cancels the presser afterward and kicks Zelensky out supposedly from the White House. And then within minutes, if not an hour, what happened? There was let me just get the proper term here. What happened was we had the United States terminated support for Ukraine's power grid restoration after Zelensky was kicked out. Very interesting, right? And if nothing else, it's my opinion, and this is just my opinion, that President Trump was making sure everybody understood that Zelensky's number one priority was not ending the war. Zelensky's number one priority is money and then safety for Ukraine after whatever deal is made. And I'm all for ending the war, but not at the expense of American taxpayer dollars, and certainly not at the expense of American troops on the ground. At least not in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Bringing everything to the surface and showing on what Ukraine actually stands for is what that was about yesterday. That belt was given to Trump by Tyrus. He's on the Gutfield show, I believe. Was he a WWF wrestler, I believe, or E-wrestler?
I don't know.
That belt was given to him in 2024, but I'm surprised it was sitting in the photo.
Right. Well, I think it was there for a reason. They don't make mistakes like that unless it's for a reason, in my opinion.
What about Zelensky showing up to the White House very, very casually dressed, and they brought that up like, wow, this guy came dressed, and not JD Vance, but one of the people behind JD Vance asked about that, and then Zelensky threw an insult like, well, maybe after the war I might wear a suit like yours, or maybe even a cheaper one.
Right, exactly.
Trump said it right out. Once Zelensky jumped out, Trump said it right away.
Yeah.
Brought his outfit up right away.
Do you think that was intentional or just coincidental that he came so underdressed?
Everything that you're seeing in the mainstream media, everything is intentional. Everything. Woe Robin said, just like the ruby red slippers at Daytona. Absolutely right, Robin. That was intentional messaging. Yellow brick road, gold, the Fed, Fort Knox, all of that is coming into play right now. And that's a very good catch, Robin. I'm glad you brought that up.
Was it confirmed that the Ukrainian parliament started an impeachment process for Zelensky?
Well, I don't think that there is much that's out of the control of the people that are handling the levers of control. So how much of it is kayfabe, how much of it is theater, your guess is as good as mine, but it's intentional directioning. Dre said, Sam, did you catch Trump saying that, quote, that's why I let this go on so long? That's another good point, Dre. That's exactly right. We have 627Y said the press had a fine lunch. I'm sure that they did. Rock Hog is here. Morning, Rock Hog. Zelensky was disrespectful. Yes, he was. And I think that was part of the intentional messaging, was to show his supposed defiance against the United States. They would have been done in days had we not been sending how many hundreds of billions of dollars and weapons to Ukraine. They would have been done in days, if not hours. So I agree.
Well, didn't Trump say on his first day of office that war would end?
He said he could end it on his first day. But again, President Trump's not going to go in there and shut something down. He has to have buy-in from the players. He has to have buy-in from Putin. He has to have buy-in from Zelensky. And I think he's playing it superbly. 6U7Y8 said Trump showed Ukraine's true colors. Isn't that the truth? He absolutely did. Robin Keel said President Trump schooled him that now he is now playing with the big boys. That's very true. And again, I think a lot of what we're seeing is intentional messaging, specifically set out to highlight the things that have been happening in the past, with Zelensky not taking the proper steps to create a ceasefire to end the war, with President Putin doing what he supposedly is doing. I think it's all tied in together, and I think that's why we're seeing it the way we're seeing it. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's all brought to the surface.
Right.
Everything they do is step by step by step. You know, it's going back to Ukraine and something I've been talking about for 3 years now. Ukraine says we can't get nitrogen for our corn crops or wheat crops and stuff like that. We can't get diesel for our tractors. But on the same sense, they're moving the same amount of grain out of the country for the last 3 years. The local farmers here, I go, how much grain can you hold and how long can you hold? They said 6 to 8 months before it starts getting bad. I go, exactly. So they're still producing grain. They're still doing all that stuff. So there's more to that story on that end. I know that's the western side of Ukraine and the heavy stuff's on the East Coast, but it affects the whole country. And if you're Putin, are you going to want that grain storage leaving the country? You want to absorb it into your country.
Right.
And it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right. Dark Horse said Zelensky is a paid actor, in my opinion. Well, I think there's a lot of truth to that. He was an actor anyway before he supposedly became the president of Ukraine. So, Dark Horse, you're right. You're right on the money.
I think he's on his way out. I think they're going to impeach him, or he's going to step down from power soon.
Could be. Elaine Robinson said that she's here watching from North Ireland. Hey, Elaine, welcome from North Ireland. David Wiesner said Zelensky is unfortunately just another puppet. Yeah, I think he is, but I think he's a puppet that's under control. Scotty Duhati's here. President Trump also wants to get our money back through contracts in land and minerals. Yeah, that's exactly right. Why should we be giving them hundreds of billions of dollars with no guarantees, no profit to American citizens? It's insanity. And now President Trump is highlighting that. Why would we be doing that? We need to get something in return for what it is that we're doing for them. And I'm 100% in agreement.
I do too.
If there's any question on what Donald Trump's doing, buy his book, The Art of the Deal.
Right. Exactly.
And they know exactly what he's doing.
And how many times did he say yesterday? He kept talking about the deal. We got to get a deal done. We got to make the deal. That's what this is all about. It's about prepping the population for what's about to happen. And it's probably already happened behind the scenes, but it's just getting rolled out now in a way that is where most people can understand it. And I think it's brilliant. I think he's doing a great job. We have, Kerry said, I think they are in the process of tokenizing resources and Trump doesn't want Zelensky to get rich. Well, I think that's part of it, but I think the clamps are on both Zelensky and Putin. I think personally, I believe President Trump has been working behind the scenes with major leaders of major countries for a number of years now. And this is a slow rollout process exposing what has probably already happened, but rolling it out in a way where the populations of all these countries can understand it and assimilate it. Because we have to remember there is a level of cognitive dissonance, not only in America, but around the world where people, it's so far out of their realm of understanding that they can't see past those walls or those borders outside of that box. And all of this is designed to wake people up, in my opinion. Now, people are waking up at a rate that we've never seen before. At least I have. I've been in this fight 40 years, and I've seen more people wake up in the last 4 years compared to the last 4 decades. We have Share Baby said, did you see the Ukrainian ambassador embarrassment during the meeting? Yes. I think Dave brought that up earlier. The ambassador was doing this, holding her head in her hands as Zelensky was speaking. I mean, that spoke volumes as to what she was thinking, right? And then you have,
oh, absolutely.
And then you have, I think it was Right Side Broadcasting Network came out and asked Zelensky, why are you not wearing a suit? You're in the highest office in the land of America, and you come in here with a turtleneck or whatever the hell it was. And what was Zelensky's response? Oh, maybe if I could make more money, then maybe I'll put on a new costume. Huh. Interesting choice of words there.
Yep.
Deganit75 said, globalists hate Trump. This is why, and I'm here for it. Yeah, of course, that has been the plan all along. The one percenters, the globalists have tried to control the world for decades. That all came to a crashing halt in 2016 when President Trump was elected. Now, this is just my opinion. You can disagree with me if you want, but that is my opinion, and this is what we're seeing roll out. Don the Third G just sent 21 tiny dinies. Thank you, Don the Third G. 6278 said 500,000 grieving Ukrainians and moms. Right. How many hundreds of thousands of individuals have lost their life in this Ukrainian-Russian war? At least what we're being told. Untold tens of thousands.
About the treaty or the negotiation back in 1992, and America, from the Clinton administration moving forward, saying we won't move an inch towards Russia. But, however, NATO continuing to pursue Ukraine, causing all this. What is your take on America getting involved when they were told 30 years ago not to get involved?
Well, here's the thing, Ronnie. When it comes to the world stage, there have been people that have controlled the levers of power for decades. You could argue hundreds of years. And their whole goal was to make a one world government, a one world religion, a one world monetary system. And when President Trump got elected, that all came to a crashing halt. They never thought that Hillary Clinton would lose. They never thought it. And I think what we're seeing is a slow rollout of the sovereignty of each nation. People say nationalism is a bad thing. No, it's not. President Putin should be Russia first. Xi Jinping should be China first. President Trump should be America first. Kim Jong-un should be North Korea first. And that plan those globalists have had for many, many years came crashing to a halt in 2016. And now we're seeing the physical, optical rollout of that, at least in my opinion. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. There's people in the chat talking too. Zelensky, 4 hours ago, as of what Ronnie, I think, said too, that was put up to be removed from the Ukraine thing. But that would be interesting on their part. But yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot on the plate all the way around.
Exactly.
Keep the big picture. Look at the big picture. Exactly.
Liberal sucks said, I got my 78th Trump destroys Zelensky gifter badge. Thanks, guys. Loose Arm Jones said, neocon gangsters are over. That's exactly right. The neocons, the warmongers, the military industrial complex, all of that is over. Now, are we seeing all of it happen optically right now? No, but we will be. We will be in a way that, as I've said, most people so they can assimilate what they're seeing. Blondie said, you ain't tapping, you're napping. You ain't talking, you're stalking. So everybody, what she's saying is if you're on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. If you can contribute to our daily goal of Tiny Dinies, that would be wonderful. We have subscriptions now on TikTok that you can choose from on this channel. If you're on X, YouTube, Rumble, or Facebook, give us the thumbs up or the positive affirmation button. And again, if you're on any of these other platforms, you can send messages, and I think I can see them now. So give it a try. Let us know what you would like to talk about.
So all in all, the negotiations in the 90s were just halted because that was a globalist agenda?
Yeah. The most of that, I believe, has already been dealt with in the background. And now we're just seeing the optical rollout of it. Woodman Pipe says every E3 knows better than to show up to a meeting in pajamas. Boy, isn't that the truth? It's so obvious. Yeah. Sarah NTX said, we have to wear business attire for work. Why can't he? It's inappropriate. Absolutely. But I think that's part of the whole thing, Sarah, is that they're showing the public, they're showing the populations, not just here in America, but around the world, of what's really going on. He has no respect for America. It's all about the money. He kept saying, oh, we need more support. Oh, we need some more support. Not one time until J.D. Vance brought it up did Zelensky verbally thank the United States of America, President Trump, J.D. Vance, any of them on that stage for doing what we've already done. He said, oh, I've said it many times. And J.D. Vance says, you've been here for however long today. I've not heard you say thank you one time. I think that speaks volumes. Cindy said he's doing what we elected him to do. Isn't that the truth? Very true. Cheryl Sparks just sent a heart. Jim's Venture just sent a heart. Thank you so much.
For everybody talking about Elon Musk not dressing appropriately, Elon Musk isn't a politician. There's a difference.
Right, exactly. And Elon Musk isn't asking the United States to send $100 billion more after we've already sent $300 billion. Good point, Ronnie. Jim's Venture said the war was just a vehicle to get billions of money sent in. Right. And as I've said many times, Jim, the money that we send in foreign aid, don't kid yourself. It's getting filtered back here to America, to politicians, to corporate entities and interests. All of that is coming to a crashing halt. Doge is outlining and singling out this fraudulent dispersion of our tax dollars all around the world. I mean, what business do we have having veterans homeless on our soil and sending even a dime to a foreign country? It's unacceptable.
Yep.
And now it's getting highlighted and shown out to the masses.
And then for those folks who are saying, well, it's not actual cash, it's just military equipment, it doesn't matter because it still costs us money.
Exactly. Dwayne Cox.
177 billion sent to Ukraine.
How much?
In cash.
How much?
177 billion sent to
Jeez.
Ukraine.
Dwayne Cox said military industrial complex. Very true, Dwayne. There's a lot going on there. Let's see here, everybody. So, boy, we've got a lot of people in the chat. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up here. We have, oh boy, let's see here. Hold on, everybody. We've got, oh boy, let's see. We have Wendy sent a heart. Lisa Benjamin sent rose. Jim's Venture said tiny dinies. Thank you. Rock Hog sent roses. Thank you. Rock Hog sent another gift. Thank you so much, Rock Hog. Share Baby 29, who's one of our subscribers, said clean house indeed is needed. Absolutely. And that's what we're doing. We're cleaning the house. We're cleaning not only Congress, we're cleaning up the globalist structure in the corporate realm. We are cleaning up foreign entities that have infiltrated, in my opinion, our country. And we are just getting started. Doge is just getting started. Wait till they get to the Treasury. Wait till they get to the Federal Reserve. Wait till they get to Social Security. I mean, they've already highlighted some of it in Social Security. How many people over the age of 100? How many millions of people have been receiving Social Security over the age of 100? Come on. Who are they trying to kid?
Yep. And I just want to let everybody know, if I see a rude comment, instantly block, no warning.
Yeah, please do, Ronnie.
Take care of it on this end, too.
M. Lee said that Zelensky was wanting to talk to the old man he always talked to in the past. Very true. Biden. What did Biden do? He rolled over, he beat his chest, and then gave Zelensky whatever he wanted. That is not the case anymore.
Because Biden and his family would get fed some of that money.
Right, of course. And again, that's just our opinions. Don the Third G said, I see the bots are filing in. Well, that happens, Don. We're knocking them out as quickly as we can. Cheryl Sparkles sent some tiny dinies. Thank you, Cheryl. It's appreciated.
Lynn's, we go to Fort Knox and see if all the gold is still there.
Well, and that's a whole other thing. President Trump has been signaling about Fort Knox now for weeks, if not longer. And I find it interesting that President Trump is talking about Fort Knox. Elon Musk is talking about Fort Knox. We have Congress people talking about Fort Knox. Now, is this going to wind up being some sort of a nothing burger? Or are they specifically pointing for some specific reason? And like one of our viewers said, if you look at President Trump at the Indy 500 and his granddaughter wearing the ruby red slippers, do some research into what the Wizard of Oz was really meaning to communicate. I think most of you probably already know, but I would encourage you to look into that. The Yellow Brick Road, the Tin Man, the Oz controlling things from behind the curtain. You know, it all comes together when you see it from a 40,000-foot view.
It all depends what they're trying to do. If there's no gold, what's going to happen? It's going to take down the Federal Reserve and crash your economy. Well, is that the purpose? Is that the reason? If there's gold there, what's the other options?
Well, and I think too, Dave, the value of the gold in Fort Knox is valued at $40 an ounce currently, right now. And gold is at what, almost $3,000 an ounce? So how does that affect our balance sheet in the United States? If all of a sudden that gold is now worth $3,000 an ounce, or $5,000 an ounce, or $10,000 or $20,000 or $50,000 an ounce, that's a big deal. How does that play into the national debt? Well, there's a lot of questions that we don't really know the answers to, but they're sure giving us a lot of clues as to where it's headed. Secret Squirrel's here. Hey, Secret. And he said he's 470 years old. I find that hard to believe. So let's see. We have Don the Third G said, you guys must be speaking the truth to bring them all in here. He's talking about the bots. Yeah, you know what? Let them come. Who cares? You know, this is an open forum. I have no problem with people disagreeing unless they're spamming us, unless they're using foul language, unless they're, you know, just downright being rude. Let's talk. Let's see where it all goes. Healy 2001 said it's gone. Well, let's do a survey, everybody. Put a 1 in the chat if you think all the gold is there. Put a 2 in the chat if you think the gold is gone. 1 if you think the gold's there. 2 if you think it's gone. Let's see what we get here.
Some of it is missing, but some of it is still.
Well, let's do 1 and 2 for right now. So Mega Dave 2, Lisa Maria 2, Pebble Patriot 2, Extra Sanger 2, Moto Junkie 2, Robert Salvo 2, Dre 2, Daddy D is here. Hey, Daddy D 2, Mercedes 2, Weezer 2, Ronnie 1. Interesting. Navy Girl 87 is 2, who's one of our subscribers. Welcome back, Navy Girl. Share Baby 2. Well, it sure looks like the majority of us think that the gold is gone. Now, I find it also interesting that Elon Musk has been posting memes of bricks with a can of gold paint next to it. I mean, the signaling and the comms are off the charts. What does it all mean? Well, I wish I knew, but, you know, who knows for sure. Crystal Zeski's here, one of our subscribers. She said number 2. Christy B, a subscriber, said, there are eggs in Fort Knox. Isn't that true?
Hopefully golden eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the cost of eggs today, they are gold. Yeah, I went to here in Los Angeles. I don't know where it's like over in the rest of the country, but I went grocery shopping yesterday and went to buy some eggs. I always like to buy the free range organic, eggs. There was none. There was only a small amount of regular processed eggs. None of the good stuff was there. Not one container of those eggs. Not one.
Prepare to pay anywhere from $10 to $16 a carton.
Yeah, could be. Secret Squirrel said 1, but not enough, which will cause a revaluation of gold. Well, again, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, Secret, I think, or Squirrel. I think that I don't know how this is going to play out. Do I think we're moving? You've all heard me for years now talk about the switch, the monetary switch, the information switch, the food switch. It's all interconnected. But when that switch happens, are we going to move to a precious metal-backed blockchain technology monetary system? That's my guess. How does that weigh in with the Federal Reserve? Now, remember, the Federal Reserve has gold certificates. They value, the money that they exchange with our government in a way that has to do with the gold in Fort Knox. So if they do revalue it and it winds up being revalued at a much higher rate, well, we'll have to see. Share Baby said, supposedly the capitulation tour, Trump took the Vatican gold. Yes, I've heard that, Share Baby, as well. 600 plane loads of gold from the Vatican. Now, how does that figure in here? Do we have so much gold now that it wipes out the national debt if they revalue the gold? Could be. And I think it's by design that we don't know all these answers at this point. But what do you think, Dave?
And we were told that there was how much more coming in from Europe, correct? And their banks couldn't keep up with the demand for gold in Europe and all that. So why they're bringing it over here, bringing it back to the U.S., makes you go home. Right?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think, Ronnie?
Like you said, it's really hard to tell or speak on it because there's so much information we don't have. But one thing that was said was prior to 1971, when Richard took the gold standard off the dollar, the approximate amount of gold in Fort Knox was 8,800 tons of gold. After 1971, when Richard Nixon took the gold standard off the dollar, it was right around 5,500 tons of gold in Fort Knox. So where did 3,000 tons of gold go before and after the 1971 proposition for the gold standard? Your guess is as good as mine.
Very good question. Cheryl Sparkle said, I think it's being flown in from Europe since the announcement. Well, yeah, we know that the banks are trying to transfer gold back and forth. We don't know really why at this point, but I think we have to look at the possibility that there are going to be little nuggets of truth coming out over a period of time. And does it have to do with the stock market? Does it have to do with the hypothecation of the stocks that's been going on for decades? Prior to the hypothecation of the stock market and digital certificates, if you owned a share of General Motors, you got a certificate in the mail saying, here, you own a share of General Motors. And then all of a sudden they started hypothecating it using digital, reselling it. The derivatives market now is what, 4 cotillion in the derivatives market. If some of that gets plastered into the economy, it's upside down immediately. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to the economy, but that seems pretty darn significant to me. What do you think,
What
Dave?
about several months ago when they found all the gold in Ecuador, El Salvador? They found like $3 trillion worth of gold out of nowhere.
There's been a lot of different places around the world that they supposedly found all of this, but I'll talk about that in a second. Jim's Venture just sent a whole bunch of tiny dinies. Thank you, Jim. That's another reason why. Why do you think they closed down the Grand Canyon? The Grand Canyon was essentially closed down for the most part. You can go have tours and what have you, but they closed down the Grand Canyon for the most part, 98% of it. Why is that? Well, there's speculation that our gold reserves in the Grand Canyon are significant. And had they been released at that point, 60, 70 years ago, it would have crashed the economy. Now, I can't verify that. I don't have receipts. This is just something that I think is something to pay attention to at the very least. Cheryl Sparkle said I paid less than $4 a dozen for free range in North Carolina the other day. Well, maybe I could get you to send me some, Cheryl. That would be great.
Over here at Target, man, they're $12.99.
Are they?
Yep.
For the good ones?
No, for the healthy ones at Sprouts, they're like $16.
Right. Pville Patriot said gold-based digital currency. Yeah, as most of you know, I'm a proponent of Bitcoin. It took me several years to understand it. I read books. I joined online communities. I researched it to the nth degree, and I was able to get my arms around it. And that's why, by the way, if you want to learn how to buy and hold Bitcoin, go to samshalhoub.com. You can book an appointment directly with me. I'll walk you through the process. But I believe that's part of what's coming with the monetary system. Whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's a blockchain technology linked to Bitcoin, your guess is as good as mine. But I think that's the direction that we're going. What do you think, Dave?
Absolutely. Well, and that's the most important thing. That's the most secure. If you have a gold base like it was, money, and not rely on, I believe, oil and the purchase power of that, it brings a lot of fraud out.
Yeah.
It gets rid of the fraud when it's based, when it's in hand. So it's going to be interesting on which way this goes, but it's coming.
It's coming. And also, too, Nixon took us off the gold and silver standard, which is bad enough, but he also instituted fractional banking. And for those of you who don't know what fractional banking is, prior to that fractional banking being done, a bank had to have $1 in reserve to loan out $1. Fractional banking came in, and all of a sudden, a bank could have $1 in reserve and they could loan out $9, right? So when we had the crash in 2007, 2008, and Obama said that the banks were too big to fail, he was right. Had we not bailed the banks out at that point, it would have been over overnight. It would have crashed everything. Now, you fast forward to today, and we have all of these different modes of monetary systems, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's XRP, whether it's gold and silver backed. How many states are issuing dollars or currency backed by gold? Well, I know Texas is. I know there's several other states out there that are doing, but again, there's so much going on behind the scenes. I don't know that we have a real good grasp on it at this point right now. Share Baby said secret bases are now in the GC. I'm not sure what GC is, Share Baby. Daddy D, who's a subscriber, said, I have my own chickens. Smart man. Again, if you want to send some chickens my way, you just let me know. I'll gladly accept them. Christy B, who's a subscriber, said, build your own chicken coop with your neighbors. Share the eggs. That's a great idea. In fact, we are going to have a gal on the show by the name of Lisa. She started a preparedness group, for lack of a better term, and they've grown in popularity. We had a conversation on the phone a couple weeks ago, and she's going to be joining our show over the next week or two. And we're going to, I think growing your own stuff, having your resources. I have what I would consider a earthquake preparedness here. I have dehydrated food for 60 days. I have water stored. I have certain valuable objects so that if something was to hit the fan, you can survive. And I think that's important. I think everybody needs to do that. Daddy D said, and how come chicken is...
Sam, those states are Utah, Nevada, New Hampshire, Wyoming, South Dakota, and I believe Texas.
Oh, thank you, Dave. One more time.
With the Goldbacks, yeah.
One more time.
Utah, Nevada, New Hampshire, Wyoming, South Dakota, and I believe Texas.
Interesting. Interesting.
They have their own Goldbacks.
Really?
Like Sam was just talking about. Yeah.
And what are they, like certificates?
Well, no, it's a dollar system. Daddy D said, and how come chicken is Daddy D, who's a subscriber, said, and how come chicken is cheaper than eggs? And why do we not have a shortage of chickens because of the flu? Very good question. It doesn't add up. And there's a reason why it doesn't add up. I don't know what those reasons are, but very good catch, Daddy D. I agree with you. Clarence Thomas said, do you have any supplements to sell us? Well, I have a certain line of supplements that I've used for years, and they are by far the most effective on the market. If you go to samshalhoub.com, click the button that says get your supplements here. The product that I use is called Tangy Tangerine. The body has to have 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 3 essential fatty acids every day, just to maintain homeostasis. The Tangy Tangerine product has it all in one. And I actually personally know Dr. Wallach, who developed that line. So go to samshalhoub.com, click on the button that says get your supplements. Hope that helps you with that. 67 Wide said, now I'm hungry for an egg. Exactly. Crystal Zeski, who's a subscriber, said, my Amish friends have eggs for $3 a dozen. Wow. Where's that at, Crystal? What state is that? Are they in? Or what state are you in? Peeville Patriot said, eggs are a manufactured distraction. You could be right. I'm not disagreeing. We just don't know at this point. Oh, Crystal's in central Wisconsin. Okay, got it, Crystal. Thank you. So everybody on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. If you can contribute to our Tiny Diny daily goal today, boy, that's a tongue twister. Tiny Diny daily goal. That would be wonderful. Also, there's subscriptions available on TikTok for this channel. And if you're on X, YouTube, Rumble, or Facebook, give us the thumbs up or the positive affirmation button. It would be appreciated.
Speaking of food, RFK has been doing a lot. So far, the food chain, Steak and Shake, all their fries are going to be cooked in beef tallow. No more red 40 yellow dye. And RFK, he's slowly but surely making America healthy again.
Exactly. And he came out and he ended the CDC's campaign for the jabs. He ended that. I mean, I have never had one of those in my life, other than when I was a child. But there's no way that I would ever do that. Let me do some house cleaning here, guys. Abby in the Garden just sent over 100 corn. Thank you, Abby in the Garden. We have Abby in the Garden also contributed to our Tiny Diny daily goal. And she sent more corn. Thank you, Abby in the Garden. It's truly appreciated. Our Jeff Code is here. He just sent I don't know what that is, a heart maybe? Well, anyway, thank you, our Jeff Code. It's appreciated. So let's talk a little bit more about other news. So the state of Utah is now looking like they're going to ban fluoridated water. And what I find really interesting, I can remember literally 30 years ago reading reports from MIT, Harvard, New England Journal of Medicine, British Lancet about the toxicity of fluoride. And I remember having conversations with people they thought I was crazy that it was toxic. Well, if you do a little research and you find out sodium fluoride is a byproduct of aluminum manufacturing and artificial fertilizer manufacturing. And so what they did is they took that fluoride and instead of spending millions of dollars back then to dispose of it properly, they made some bogus claims that it was good for your teeth. All of a sudden now, they didn't have to spend millions of dollars getting rid of it. They could package it and sell it back to us, a highly toxic substance. And now RFK Jr.'s coming out against it. The state of Utah, it's going everywhere. And I, for one, am glad to see it.
Me too.
Yep. I talked to my dentist about that, and they're highly, our town's going to be getting rid of it. She goes, we think it's so important to have it. I go, can we at least review it and see if it's good for us, or if there is a problem with it? They're like, well, yeah. I said, okay, well, let's do that and let's see where it stands.
Right.
You know. And do you know the first city that put that in their town water?
Mm-mm.
Sam, right off for some useless trivia today. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Can you believe what year?
No.
1945, January 25th. 1945 was the first city to put fluoride in there.
And it's all based on a lie. It has never been good for you.
Yeah.
In fact, if you take a tube of toothpaste and the box that it comes in, if you read the fine print on the box, it says that if you ingest more than a pea-sized amount, immediately go to the hospital. It says it right on the box.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, the rabbit hole goes so deep on that, Dave, I can't begin to tell you. But now, again, it's coming out. It's being exposed. RFK Jr. is not playing around. He's making he's making things happen in a way that I didn't think we'd see in my lifetime.
Speaking of packaging and disclaimers, I know RFK said recently in an interview that if a person ought to eat Oreos or a Twinkie, hey, he's not going to get in the way of that. But what he wants to do is more consumer transparency and putting the ingredients and the labels in front of the boxes. That way, Americans are more in the line of enter at your own risk when they consume these toxin-based, goods or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah,
right.
It's interesting, guys. That I would expect more out of RFK so far. I know he's only been there for a little bit, and Cash Patel, I'd imagine, but it's kind of been quiet for the most part on there. But I imagine it's coming.
Well, I think, Dave, like we've talked about many times, I think that you have to roll this out slowly. There are people, millions of people, that this stuff we're talking about, we've been into for years, so we understand it. But there are millions of people out there that have no idea that fluoride's bad for you. There are millions of people out there that don't realize that red dye number 5 is toxic. There are millions of people out there that believe that aluminum is a safe deodorant to use. And again, you have to bring the temperature up slowly, or people are going to freak out. And I don't think the Patriots want to let that happen. They want to transition people as quickly or as completely as they can without causing sheer panic, in the population. Yep. So let me see. We got a little house cleaning here. Our Jeff Coat just sent another tiny diny. Thank you. Hey, Melissa's here. Hey, Melissa, one of our subscribers, Melissa, that is. Welcome. I'm glad you can make it. 6U7Y8 said, drink beer. Well, 6U7Y8, I've been sober for a lot of years. I don't see myself drinking any beer, but have one for me. There you go. ShareBaby29, who's a subscriber, said, it's why so many are sick and have autoimmune diseases. Yes, ShareBaby, it has to do with fluoride. It has to do with the two major issues when people getting sick is nutritional deficiency and toxicity. And those are the two things that RFK Jr. has highlighted. Nutritional deficiency. The way we grow our food today is not the way that we grew our food 100 years ago. You have to rotate the crops because each crop takes certain nutrients out of the soil. And unless you have those nutrients in that soil, it doesn't get into the plants and it doesn't get into us. So the only way at this point in time that you can make sure that your body is healthy is you have to supplement. You have to have 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 3 essential fatty acids every day just to keep the body at homeostasis. We don't get that. So that's the nutritional deficiency part. And then you have the toxicity part. The toxicity comes from the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food that we eat, the chemicals that are in the food. And how do you avoid that? Well, you can't. There's no way to avoid that in an industrialized society. So what do? What do? I do a liver cleanse twice a year. As we move forward, as RFK Jr. gets more and more of this filtered out, we'll have better food. We'll have more we'll have richer soil. The nutritional deficiency part will begin to increase. The nutritional begin to increase, and the toxicity as we start to deal with chemtrails and we start to deal with petroleum products, all of that will begin to decrease, but it's going to take time. So in the meantime, you have to supplement. If you don't, your body doesn't get what it needs. And a perfect example of that is the food that we eat. Hold on, I got a little thing here. Bear with me, guys. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. After an hour, it makes me do this little puzzle piece thing. So as we move forward with the food supply, we'll have better nutrition foods. We will have less toxicity. But in the meantime, you have to supplement or the body doesn't get what it needs. Let me do a little house cleaning here, guys.
As a farmer, I'm excitingly apprehensive with RFK. Obviously getting more exciting than apprehensive, but that's something I've grown up with. I've learned that rotate crops, you put Roundup, you do this, and you do GMO corn instead of non-GMO because you can protect it. But we're at a point that I've been learning over the last 2 years about soil health and natural microbes and everything like that. So it's a learning process. So I have to reteach. Farmers have to reteach themselves, but they also can't get the rug pulled out from underneath them. So it's a tough.
It's a transition.
It's a tough transition.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to ask you a question, Dave. First of all, I'm with you on the RFK thing. Sam knows me and Sam were close friends off camera, and I was super excited about RFK, more so than Trump, more so than Kash Patel, just for the health part of it. Now, let me ask you, as a farmer, when you go into a big grocery store like Sprouts, Albertsons, Ralph's, is there really a difference between their organic produce that they sell versus the cheaper stuff?
That's a lot based on there's more labor intensive and pulling weeds instead of spraying. A lot of the foods like the tomatoes and all that isn't a GMO product. So, but there is other options they can do to do it. So it's more labor intensive, and that's what you're paying for on those higher prices.
So they are
cleaner. What you're asking. They are. The idea behind it is cleaner. Yep.
Okay.
Well, here's another thing too, and Dave, you can expound upon this, but there's something called green harvesting that we've been doing in America for a long time. And what that basically means is they take the fruit or the vegetable off the tree or the branch early so that they can transport it to the store without losing as much in spoilage. Well, when you don't allow a fruit or a vegetable to ripen on the vine or the branch, it doesn't produce digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are absolutely essential for getting the nutrients into the body at the cellular level. Would you agree with that, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. They also coat it with wax to slow the process of it being absorbed to the air and all that. So it's a sealed unit at that point. It just takes longer to process it. The bigger if we're getting something from Mexico or California and we need it in the Midwest or East Coast, that's the only way they can ship it. So you're always going to have so much better flavor on something picked right from the vine or right from the tree or the local farmer's market is always the best tasting and the healthiest for you.
Yeah, my mom's parents had a small farm here locally. They had about maybe an acre, but they had grape vines, they had cucumbers, they had apple trees, they had orange trees, they had plums. And I can remember as a kid grabbing something that was ripe off of the tree, biting into it, and that little tingling on my tongue, which was the digestive enzymes. We don't get that anymore here in our fruits and vegetables.
No.
And I think that needs to change.
You're still looking for that sensation nowadays, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's going to come back.
What can we do to get there? Like, what's the best option for consumers?
Well, I think
your own gardens.
Exactly. So Melissa just sent a whole bunch of tiny dinies. Thank you, Melissa. It's very sweet of you. Let me do a little house cleaning here, guys. Melissa sent more tiny dinies. Sherry, we sent ice cream, it looks like. Benji sent a rose. Sherry, we sent tiny diny. Melissa sent a heart. Our Jeff Code sent a tiny diny. Melissa sent a tiny diny. Thanks, you guys. So again, if you're on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. Let's get more people piled in here. And again, we have a subscription on TikTok. There's 2 different levels you can choose from. Love to have you be part of our inner circle. That would be great. And if you're on X, YouTube, Rumble, or Facebook, please give us the thumbs up or the positive affirmation button. It is appreciated.
So if you get to 50,000 today, Sam, are you going to do the Trump dance?
Well, I don't think we're going to get there today because we're well over an hour already, but we probably will at some point, maybe this weekend. Goldilocks 17 said local is best. I agree. We have Pville Patriots said more local farms to stop green harvesting. Yes, exactly. Amy said that my kids also have celiac disease. Yeah, Amy, it's the way that we grow wheat today. 100 years ago, when the wheat stalk would come up and it would break and it would bend, you knew that the wheat was ready to be harvested, from my understanding. Dave, you could probably expound upon this more. But now the way we're not rotating soil crops, we're growing a lot of GMO, which GMO in and of itself is bad. It is. They want you to believe that those pesticides that are used to keep rodents off do not bioaccumulate in the human body. They absolutely do. So again, it's a process. It's going to take time. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to tell a little story, when we started growing GMO corn, before we'd go in and clean the bends out, chase the mice out, me and my buddy would get in and play catch with the mice a little bit and clean it out, you know. And when we started running, growing GMO corn, the mice weren't around.
Huh.
They had to adapt.
Yeah.
2-3 years later, some mice a little more as they adapted and overcome the GMO trade.
Yeah.
Just like us.
Right.
You know, I've visually seen that on our farm.
Interesting.
But in the same sense, I can't stop growing GMO corn and be successful nowadays, especially with the pricing of everything and the inputs.
Well, it's going to take time to transition.
Acre farm.
Yeah, it's going to take time to transition. No question. No question.
Yep.
Amber Rose said, I can't wait for Kennedy to make moves on our food. Well, I think he's already making them, Amber, and I think he's making them post haste. But again, how is it going to be? How is it going to roll out? What are the timelines? No way to tell at this point. All right, let's see. All right, guys. Well, we've been on well over an hour. Shall we wrap it up for the day?
I think so.
Okay, Ronnie, final words? Final thoughts?
Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. Be aware. Always keep your head on a swivel. Trust in God, and God bless America.
Thank you, Ronnie. Dave?
Yep, it's the weekend. Enjoy your family. Get out. Get in. If you got some nice days out, enjoy them. There'll still be news coming in on the weekend. Trump doesn't take a day off. So
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Okay, gentlemen, thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you for being part of this live. Thank you for your support. As Dave said and Ronnie said, go out, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your family, and we will be back on live again, I'm sure, some point this weekend. If not, we're on live Monday through Saturday from usually between 8 and 9 in the morning Pacific time on all of these platforms. So everybody, have a great weekend. Ronnie, Dave, thanks for being here. We'll all talk soon.
Bye.
thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.